this. See how that bone just popped out? That is fall off the bone, tender. This is gonna be really, really good. Welcome to Buck's Kitchen, where I don't know what I'm doing. A lot of what goes on in this kitchen is first-time cooks. I am a home cook. I can cook a few things very well, but there are a lot of things that I've never done before. And I'm gonna show you my successes and sometimes maybe possibly my failures. Today, St. Louis style ribs is what's on the menu. I picked up this rack of ribs from Walmart today. I've watched quite a bit of videos on how to prep and cook and smoke. This does not look like any of those. So I'm a little out of my element here. I don't know what's going on because I know you're supposed to remove this silver skin off the back, but I'm seeing some really goofy ass things on this one. Like, what is this flap right here? I was not expecting to see this. I expected this to be one big flat piece. So I'm a little out of my element here. Now, I have a feeling that all this stuff should come off too. Now, what I do know is this part here is supposed to come off, but you get underneath this right here. You get up underneath it, and a paper towel helps with the grip, and you pull it right off. Somewhat of a success. That looks really good back there, but I can see more of it right here. And like I said, this is all meat. I don't want to lose that. Like I said, I don't know. This was never in any of the videos that I watched. So any of you who may be watching this video, seeing me struggle here, would you have normally just cut this piece off? Because part of me just wants to cut that part off, but it's meat, and I don't want to waste the meat. This is the bone side. I gotta imagine, oh, look at all this nice meat though. I don't feel bone down here. There's like no bone right here. This is weird ribs. Should I cut this? Because here's where the rib is, right here. This whole section is rib right through this. I'm not gonna throw that out. I'm gonna do something with it. I don't think you want all this. Something tells me I need to trim. I must have bought something a little bit different. Maybe it's just not cleaned. Okay, so here's another rack of ribs that I bought from another store. And you can tell just by looking at this that it's got a better shape. But what I'm noticing is this shape is this shape right through here. All this back stuff where there's no bones, that's not on this cut. So if I compare it to that, I'm gonna trim right down the ribs here, which is right along here. And I'm gonna trim off this over here because the ribs stop right here. I'm going to make a decision. I don't know if it's a good or right decision, but I'm cutting this. I'm cutting it down. What I need is a cutting board. All right, this is all meat. I ain't getting rid of it. See now, this seems like there's ribs down here and there's ribs right down here. This seems like a rack of ribs. This is all meat. So I'm not sure how to cook this yet, but look at all this meat. So I gotta find out what to do with this part. But doesn't this look more like this other rib that I bought, right? We're gonna put this to the side for now. And now we're gonna concentrate on this right here, which still doesn't look perfect, but I'm gonna call this trimmed. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna coat this with some mustard, and then I'm gonna use the seasoning that I have on hand. Mustard is supposed to help the seasoning stick better. It's not supposed to change the flavoring. It's supposed to be a neutral glue, if you will, for the spices, the seasoning, the dry rub, which I don't know how it's a dry rub if you're putting on mustard because that makes it wet. But that's what we're doing. I went through my cabinets and I did find this dry rub, for pork, Kansas City barbecue. It's by Weber, but it's got all kinds of good stuff in there. It's got the paprika, it's got the brown sugar and the salt and the pepper. And it smells really good. So I'm gonna coat this down. I'm gonna coat this down with mustard. I have my smoker preheating out there to 225. Rub this all over. It looks like it's a lot. I hope it's okay. All right, so I've got this coated with the mustard, and then I'm going to liberally spread this seasoning, this rub, all right, so the rub is on here. I'm gonna let this sit for about 10-15 minutes, and then it's ready to put on the smoker. I'm going to use what they call a 3-2-1 method. It's going to smoke for 3 hours. I'm going to pull it, wrap it in aluminum foil, put it back on for 2 hours. Then I'm going to take it off, unwrap it, coat it with some barbecue sauce, and put it back in one last time for an hour just to fuse that barbecue sauce onto the pork. So this needs to sit for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to bring it out to the smoker. See how wet they are from sitting for a while? They really absorbed all that moisture and stuff. So now we're just going to get them on the barbie. You want bone side down for the first 3 hours, and then in 3 hours we'll pull them off, wrap them in aluminum foil, cook them for another couple hours. So right now it's let them go. Almost 10 o'clock. So 1 o'clock, we'll take them off, wrap them up, move on to the next step. Okay, so it's been 3 hours, and we got a beautiful crust on here. So now it's time to pull it off. All right, so here it is, looking crusty and beautiful. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it meat side down. What we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar on the bottom side, just a little bit to keep it steaming. All right, and now we're just going to, I got this aluminum foil doubled up, extra strength, and the secret is getting it really, really tight. All right, and there you have it. Now, boom. Okay, so now it's back on for 2 more hours. And then after 2 hours, we'll take it out of the aluminum foil, we'll paint on some barbecue sauce, and we'll put it back in there for an hour and let it get nice and gooey and ooey with all that barbecue sauce. And it's supposed to be, should be perfect. You start heating up the bottom. It's been 2 hours, wrapped in aluminum foil. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unwrap it, and it should be cooked, tender, and essentially ready to eat. I will take the temperature. So let's unwrap it and see what we got. Look at all the liquid it's in. Oh my God. So you can see it's starting to pull away from the bone, which is a pretty good indication that this is cooked. And we got a temperature of about 190, 205. Now what I want to do is I want to flip it over. Now the reason I want to flip this is because I want the meat on the other side like this. There we go. I'm going to add a little barbecue sauce to it. All right. So a nice little coating of this. Now, I probably would have liked it done the other side, but since I've already flipped it and the bones are already starting to poke out and it's very, very tender, I'm not going to worry about the other side. Is that a mistake? Maybe. I don't really know. They're going back on the smoker for another hour, open like this, just so I can get this barbecue sauce to stick and cook onto the meat. And after an hour, these are ready to eat. This is how I believe it's supposed to be done. So far, it's looking pretty good. See you in another hour. I just took it off. Here is a 6 hour. Look how the bones are pulling away from this. Watch this. Look how this, look at this. See how that bone just popped out? That is fall off the bone, tender. This is gonna be really, really good. All right, so that's where I pulled the bone out right there. Oh my God, look at this. Can you see that? I don't know if you can tell, but this is amazing looking. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at that bone come right out. Look how it pulls apart. Oh my God. This is delicious. But I will admit, because it was such a effort to trim this, I took a bite and there was some chunks in here, which I don't think was normal. The flavor is dead on. Oh, there's another bone in there. I keep finding these pieces here. I don't know what it is, but look, that's meat. That was a good piece. All right, so as you can see, it's fall off the bone tender, cooked to perfection. I think I did a fantastic job for not ever doing this before. It came out really, really good. Do I have a lot to learn? I certainly do. This is Buck's Kitchen, St. Louis style ribs on a Pit Boss pellet griddle in Buck's Kitchen. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, comment below. If you saw something I did that you think I could do better, comment below. Let me know for my next cook. Got any questions? Comment below. Bottom line, comment below. If you like this video, please subscribe. It really helped me out. I'm just getting started. And thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next cook. All right, come over here and turn this off.